Grand Rise. Out this bitch like Darth Vader. Luke, I am your father. Luke, I am your father. Nah, them joints is like these little over the head mask and shit. You know what I'm saying? Like I got a bunch of them shits. Like it's just like Scullies and shit, but they over the head mask and all that. Like I got a bunch of them shits. Grand Rise, Wagwan, Wagwan. You already know the vibes. Oh shit. Share all wet. Hold on. What's going on, y'all? What's going on, world? That's what my nephew used to say. My nephew in the book, he was like, "What's going on, world?" But yeah, we about to get into it, yo. Give me a second and shit. I'm just waking up. See, I'm still looking like, I'm just waking up. So hold on. You know, I'm gonna try to get the side view today. But you know, I was sitting there thinking about the nothing point, right? What's the nothing point? After you satisfy whatever you're trying to obtain at the moment, you hit a nothing point for like a medium, like a little bit of time or whatever. You hit the nothing point. You know, but the nothing point also describes that when you hit the nothing point, you're not focusing in on yourself even more. You know what I'm saying? Like, but what is the nothing point? So, all right, say for example, you mad hungry. You driving or you home. You go to your refrigerator, you cook up something real dope. Took you so long to get the food, you ain't really that hungry. You eat a little bit of it. And then you're not as hungry or you're over full to the fact of where you like, damn, I put all that energy in it for nothing. The nothing point. Like not being able to be fully satisfied by things. The nothing point. Having a lack of fulfillment when it comes to the factor of what you're trying to obtain. It happens to everyone at some point, right? So the nothing point exists soon after. It's like, oh, I'm just tired, hold on. Or I'm just this, hold on, I'm good right now. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's always a block in there to allow you to allow other placement to fill the factor of what you're trying to accomplish at that moment, whether it's food, time, whatever. Like that nothing point, it makes like a skip right there. So if I had like a graph, it'll be like the energy of what you want in something or obtaining something in a bar. And then once you obtain whatever that is at the end of that bar, it'll chop off like this for a second. And then you'll hop back on the idea of it later on. So it's like a skip in between that space. Why is that skip there? Like, what is the nothing? The nothing always shows up. It shows up in the relevancy of everyday life, not just with trying to obtain things. The nothing point shows up in so many different times of a day in your life. And it's like, well, I got to get back to it. Like, why are you motivating towards something? Like, what is the fact of motivation towards something? at the end of the day, our job is to live at our fullest capability. You know what I'm saying? Experience life to the fullest, right? Experience life to the fullest. As far as you can think, as far as you can reach to obtain, right? So that means the job would be to make sure that I can obtain experience in life. It's not about nothing else. It's all see like, and the reason why this may seem weird to certain individuals, what I'm speaking about right now, is because we put our energies on things that subsequently never will satisfy you and complete. But I spoke in a bill a long time ago about a while ago about if you study yourself, then you'll never not be satisfied. You will always be satisfied and fulfilled within that work of studying yourself. Because there's always something new going to come out of that. So these nothing points only exist because what we are doing is not what we should be doing. And this is why you get a gap. And as you go farther and farther through life, you start closing that gap. What does that mean though? As you go through life and you start closing the gap to saying, well, all right, I fulfilled something, that space, and now I'm back to wanting something else until I can fulfill that. And it's constantly like shrinking, like the gap is shrinking and shrinking and shrinking to where you do one thing, you up, you gotta do something, boom, 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 boom. You got no time for what's around you, the surroundings, nature, life. Like you can't see none of that shit. You just boom in the wind. No nothing point, right? So with the start of this conversation, you would think the nothing point is bad. When in fact the nothing point is actually good. You want to create more of that. You know what I'm saying? Like, and when you close that gap, you don't have no space around you to absorb in the universal energy. So this is why you have 3 levels of energy that's pulling you, you know what I'm saying, from the top. Well, not really pulling you, but coming into you from the top, from below, and from the middle circumference of the system of things. It's like coming into you all the time by milliseconds. You can't stop it. But what happens is the more you put into the universal, or you receive the universal energy, the less you get a chance to focus on the system of things energy. Like that nothing point starts to stretch and you see it's not as serious, you know what I'm saying? But when you're in the opposite, the reverse of that polarity, what takes place is you close the nothing point and then you constantly are moving through a false representation of what life is, trying to obtain anything, you know what I'm saying? Like no matter what it is, you fuck around and have so much shit one day, you'll be a hoarder. You know what I'm saying? You'll be so many places one day, you won't even, people who you've met in those places won't remember you. You know what I'm saying? Like you have touched so many things one day in some aspect. It'll be just that. And then you'll come to yourself and you'll say, damn, yo, I ain't really did shit. You know what I'm saying? Like I ain't never seen this type of grass. I ain't never seen this type of tree or this type of fruit. Yeah, because your ass been doing all this other shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, and it's a good way to, it's also good if you can like yin yang it, you know what I'm saying? Or